we are now given to understand that Pakistan is the country that brings all the terror camps and launch pads near the line of control. In an exclusive classified information that has been accessed by CNN News 18, we found out that Pakistan has shifted all the terror camps and launch pads near the LOC. In fact, CNN News 18 also earlier reported that Pakistan will be increasing the terror outfits and activities in Jammu and Kashmir. And now we are learning that they have gone about removing all of the terror camps along the line of control. CNN News 18 earlier also had reported, remember, the terror outfits from Pakistan are pressurizing the Indian army to break the ceasefire. All of this is an attempt to do just that. Intel inputs also suggest that these terror groups are putting pressure to escalate the infiltration big. Now let's break down these points one by one for our viewers. Why are we saying that Pakistan is escalating the terror bid near the line of actual control? Here's what CNN News 18 has exclusively learned through sources. Number one, Pakistan escalating the terror bid along the line of control. That's the very important input that we are getting. We have been acting upon these inputs because we are learning more and more details how this is an attempt to go ahead and infiltrate further into the Indian territory from the line of control. Pakistan has brought terror launch pads that are very well situated near the line of control. If we go further into the details that we have access, Pakistan has also shifted the terror camps near the line of control. Now, after this operation that has been launched and after several attempts by the terrorists to go ahead and target the security forces and what is being launched, especially in the Anantnag area, this is a retaliation to that. Pakistan terror camps near the launch pads are there along the line of control. In fact, Pakistan launch pads are with trained terrorists. Pakistan is going about training these terrorists, giving them access, arms and ammunition, which remember was also recovered from the Rajouri sector only yesterday. In fact, if we go further into the details, we are given to understand that Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba and Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists are there in these camps that are located along the line of control. In fact, infiltration bids are there through multiple entries. There has been an access into the Indian territory that we are also learning has been attempted by the Pakistan-based terrorists who have been particularly trained in Pakistan. Launch pads near the line of control are controlled by the Pakistan ISI, the Intelligence Agency of Pakistan. We are also given to understand that 300 weapons were dropped via Pakistan drones. Now, if you look at the earlier stories that we have been bringing to you on CNN News 18, we have also seen how there have been several infiltration bids through the process of drones. It was a lot of weapon dropping that the drones were doing along with drugs. And that's the story we have been closely monitoring. We will take a look at all of these inputs that we have received. My colleague Ishan Wani is joining us live from Jammu and Kashmir. Ishan, first of all, take us through what exactly is happening there, considering this is a huge and unfortunate incident that's been reported out of the valley.
Well, let me take you directly to the visuals. Behind me, you will see a large contingent of Indian Army, JNK police still in the area. The entire area, is under cordon. There's complete silence in the area except for the army vehicles are moving in the vicinity. And then there are operations which are simultaneously unfolding on my right-hand side. I'll ask my VJ Bashilon to come a little ahead and show you these mountains where the operations are on. These are the kind of mountain terrain where the operation is going on, and that is exactly where this operation is taking place, and several army teams have trekked all along this road to make sure that able to go up and to check for themselves where exactly they are. Now, what we have been told by the police is that Uzair, a local of Kokarnag, is the person who is behind all of this, and because him being a native, he will have an idea about the area and that how to get out of this area. But the army has pushed into service sniffer dogs. Drones are also there to do surveillance. At the same time, yesterday, when helicopters were swung into action, there was some fire which was drawn, according to sources, on the helicopter. But then, the evacuation of those army men and the J&K police officer, it took a while because it's a mountainous area. Then Army's mountain warfare team was also roped into service to ensure that they are well prepared and they are able to tackle the situation well on time. Remember, these kind of operations have been taking place in Poonch and Rajouri belt, and now it seems like the focus has shifted to Kashmir. And I'll just give you one important factor that why the infiltration attempts are going on right now. One, because once the winter will start to set in, snowfall will start to come, and then the traditional passes and routes from where the infiltration traditionally takes place will not happen. So that is why the maximum push will be in these months, and then these passes will stop, and then it will be difficult to infiltrate.
Right, Ishan, that's an important point that you're mentioning. So basically, in order to increase access through these newer routes is what we are learning. Now, about the input that I just broke for our viewers, considering we are also given to understand that most of these are Pakistan-based terrorists, Hizbul, Lashkar, and other terrorists who trained specifically in Pakistan by the Pakistan ISI are involved. This is what we are learning. We are also given to understand that about 300 weapons, arms and ammunition really were dropped by Pakistani drones into the Indian territory. How much of an intel did the Indian Army have vis-a-vis that? And do we know what were the security forces working about the same? How did they receive the kind of information that led to this comming operation?
Well, first, to answer your first question, the drones have been actively used to drop weapons and narcotics, particularly towards the Jammu region. Why Jammu? Because there are no mountain terrains. It's easy to navigate drones there, and then drop weapon and take from there weapon to Kashmir Valley. South of Pir Panjal is a location where these outfits have been very active and have been actively trying to hide in the natural caves in a dense forest area, and then to reactivate both Jammu and Kashmir seems to be the plan, because there was forces had to be deployed in Ladakh as well. Many of these companies moved from Jammu because it was peaceful, and then taking advantage of that, it seems like that many of these militants found a safer space in these mountains. And now what happens from here on will be interesting, because now the snow will also fall here, and as we heard, there was a UBGL which was fired, and once again the firing has started happening, and you can hear, I'm not sure whether you're able to hear, but there is action happening once again. A grenade was hurled, and then now there's a firing going on. If you can hear the gunshots being fired, and then all the forces have moved into action. You can see right there, firing taking place there, right there on the mountain, and now forces moving into place.
Yes, Ishan, I request you to take shelter.
Yes, once again,
this is a very dramatic scene that we are seeing from where you are at. As the firing has begun, we can very well understand what exactly is happening. These are very troubled scenes that we see on your screens there. My colleague Ishan Wali constantly bringing us those updates as the firing has resumed now. This is after the unfortunate state of affairs as 3 officers have been killed in action in the Anantnag district of Jammu and Kashmir. Now forces have in fact encircled Lashkar terrorists. In fact, more terrorists hold up. What do we know about that, Ishan?
Well, Griha, it's very clear that, the gunfire has started once again. It's after more than 12 hours that, the contact might have been re-established, or there might be something suspicious that the forces found and they fired at it. There was no retaliatory fire, from the other side. We couldn't hear that. But yes, we heard, a grenade being lobbed, and then after that, barrage of gunfire in these mountains right in front of your screens. So yes, once again, contact firing has started. It was a brief lull. There was not a brief lull. There was a long lull, and after that, this firing has started once again. This means that the encircling that the police was talking about is something which is still there. That is why these gunfire and and also UBGLs are being hurled now at the specific position where the army believes that these militants could be trapped. These are the very exact, mountains where this operation is underway. Multiple teams of the army, the Jammu and Kashmir police, and other squads are also there, are making sure that they are able to tackle the situation. And now, it wouldn't be easy for the forces to launch an operation there. But yes, there is, once again, forces swinging into action.